So he says, how about if you find a sacred moment in MOA? I said, that's got some legs to it. That's got some juice around it. And what I realized as I was having this temper tantrum, because life wasn't going the way I wanted it to go, that I really sunk into what sacred means. And sacred is about the perfection, the beauty, the joy, the love, the expansion, and the expression of spirit. And a lot of times what I do when I think about what the opposite of sacred is, when I'm going through my program, my meditation, my spiritual practice, my healing, whatever I'm going through, is I usually look at the reverse side of the coin as the mundane. Okay? There's a sacred place that you can go to that's a real honoring of spirit. And then there's the mundaneness of our life. There's After the Ecstasy, the Laundry, which is a great book. And I have done a lot of that work too, you know, the sacred and the mundane. Find the sacredness in washing dishes. Find the sacredness in walking around. Find the sacredness in grocery shopping, doing laundry. But what I realized is, one of the things that was being triggered for me wasn't the mundaneness of life. It was the sacred and the profane. Can you find the sacredness in the profane? And to me, and I'm going to tell you who I really am and what I really do and what I think. And I have my moments of judgment and smallness just like you guys do. And I was a judgment ball yesterday. I judged everyone in the cars. I judged the people that designed the buildings, the parking garage. I judged all the people that were walking around. I judged all the people that had all their bags, all their crap that they don't need. See? And I was filled with profanity, literally. It's hard for me to accurately describe what happened yesterday without throwing about 17 F-bombs in the room right now, because that's what I was doing. It was a profane expression of, I think, humanity, is to see these people sort of not... And you know, nobody looked happy either. Nobody really looked happy, because they too probably are empaths, many of them, and they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling. All the kids are crying. They are. None of them are happy, except those 30 seconds that they're on the ride. But I said, okay, can you find the sacredness in the profane? Do the walk. Actually live this stuff. It's not enough to read the books. My mom used to say, don't buy a book and rip the pages out. You can't pretend this stuff. So yesterday, more than any day, I needed to actually be walking it. And Christine, bless her heart, gave me the topic. So there I was. We're waiting for line number 2. My daughter went on the swings first, and then she wanted to go on the bumper cars. And there's no seating anywhere in the corporate sponsor universe. Very, very little. And there's a lot of people that want it. Okay? They've had the jujubes and the cotton candy and the hot dogs and Famous Dave's and 7 beers. They want to sit down. So, and I'm weak and I'm not feeling well. And so my daughter's like, I want to go on the bumper cars. Okay. And this isn't the point at which I had my epiphany, so I was like, 3 more rides. Okay. She gets in line. She's patient. She'll just wait. And I'm standing and I'm waiting there. And I swear to you, this is not a high moment in my life. I got pleasure from watching the little ride that they have where they bring like 2-year-olds up on a maybe 25-foot little red ridge and then kind of goes like this and jumps them down, And 9 out of 10 kids love it. I derived pleasure from watching the one had a meltdown. I was like, look at that kid, he's wailing. He's so scared. He's this little kid, get me off this thing. So I'm in this bad place, and then I realized, wait a minute, can you find the sacred in the profane? Can you find the sacredness even in this place that you don't think you can? And I got into my body first. So I'm leaning against the bumper cars, And I actually was like, okay, just kind of breathe. Just try to shut all this noise out and get in, because you have enough energy going out there. You've complained about everything around you. How about actually getting in? And so here I am on the bumper car thing, watching. Sacred and profane, sacred and profane. Can I actually live in this sacred moment, even in this sacred moment? And I look over, and I see my daughter. And she's getting closer and closer to the front. And I realized that she's not going to be in bumper car lines forever. And she's looking at me. She knows me well enough as an energy being to know when she's nervous for mom. She's nervous when mom's going to have too much energy and have to get it out. Because it does physically. I'm not exaggerating when I say an empath who is pummeled by energy, it can make them physically ill. And so that's where I was leaning towards. And so here she is in line, and she's watching me, and she's like, Mom's probably really upset. I'm thinking this and feeling this from her. Mom's probably really upset that she's having to be on her feet all day, and she doesn't want to be here too loud, and she's already been really jumpy, and she's, this isn't good. This is what my daughter's been thinking and feeling, and she's watching me. And so, as I really tapped into the magic of the moment, when all the other people disappeared, and all the noise disappeared, and all the commercialism disappeared, there was this being that fills my heart with such joy, looking at me worried. And so I give her a look. And I give her another look. And then I give her kind of a look like that. And she's kind of, wait a minute, is Mom popping out of this? She's quizzical, confused. She looks, and so she kind of does a little this, and I went. She leans forward, and I lean forward. And she realizes we're playing Copycat, which is her favorite game in the universe. And so she starts going, and we're so good that we can actually do it at the same time, And she goes like this, because now people are watching. She thinks people are watching. So she goes like this, and I go like this, and she gets she starts doing some crazy stuff, and I start doing it just right with her, okay? And we had this moment, and the smile on this girl's face was huge. It melted the whole hardness of me. And I realized that I had a choice. I just had a choice. It was just all that it took was that moment for me to stop my drama and realize that this is a sacred moment. That 10-and-a-half-year-old girl in the bumper car line playing Copycat with her mom, like that, we won't have very many more of those. And that was spirit-kissed, that moment. So after, she got in, and finally she got in, and she couldn't take her eyes off of me when she was doing the bumper car. She would do the bumper car, and she'd wail into somebody, and she'd look right at me. Seeing, is she still looking, or did she fall in? Did she fall back into, oh, my back hurts, I can't breathe, too many people, it's loud, or did she stay with me? Look, the whole time, she'd get really intense, and you could just see her, she's just, okay, ready, boom! And I was like, yeah! Rocket! And we had the most amazing time. She gets out, puts her hand up, and for the rest of the day, we held our hands together in the mall. Walked around, and my heart just exploded. And I felt so much love and so much joy and so much spirit in that moment that I realized that's what I'm supposed to talk about. How do we let the things that we can't control, the things that offend us so much, the things that make us full of pain, how do we let that take away those little moments of perfection? And we all have them, don't we? We all have them. It's about living in the sacred moment. What are the things that are going on in your life that are the Mall of America? Do you have a Mall of America in your life right now that's beyond your control, that has people in it that you don't want to be there, that has too much noise and too much frustration and anger and anxiety? Do you have a Mall of America in your life right now? And what are you doing to integrate it? What are you doing to engage in it? Are you fighting against it, like I did for the first half of the day? Are you having the temper tantrum? Or are you really going, wait, okay, this too is sacred? And sometimes we need to just open our eyes a little bit better, to look around and see the beauty and the wisdom and the love. And so for me today, what I realized as I really wanted to be in this place with you guys. I really wanted to be here. I didn't want to just phone it in, because trust me, I can phone it in. I'm a professional speaker. But I wanted to be here, present. And how we do that is we find spirit in whatever way it comes to us. Now, many of you might have spirit in meditation. Who meditates on a regular basis? It doesn't have to be every day, regular basis. Nice quiet time. I hearken it to a telephone called Spirit, to my BFF in the universe. Meditation can get you there, but lots of other things can get you there too. Find things that you can do in your life that will get you out of the Mall of America moments that you have, and put you back into the center of your heart. And for me, again, when I'm not feeling well, my energy gets smaller, and then my light gets smaller. And it's harder for me to remember sacredness. You know what I mean? You feel like a pencil that needs to be sharpened, and then whatever you write, you can hardly read. So for me, living in the sacred moment is about finding what are those things that can sharpen your pencil, that can make it real. And yesterday it was looking at my daughter playing copycat. And this morning, when I walked in and I thought, I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know if I can do this. And I was almost ashamed to bring this chair up here, because it's so not me. Doesn't it feel weird for you guys? Have me just sit here? But it's so not me. But the thing that is me is one of the many tools that I use. It's my drum. And if you were in here this morning before we started, I could have had Ryan, our sound tech, play whatever, Ryan, I don't care. It's going to be over in an hour. And then I can go home and do more cooking. Make the friggin' nacho dip. I could have been there and just taken this next hour and a half and just wiped it and just went, oh, just don't. You know how sometimes you chalk it up to bad time, you chalk it up to whatever, this will be over soon. And I went, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be with these people. I want to help. If I help one of you today to think a little bit more about the sacredness of your life and how beautiful it is, then I've succeeded. And so I looked at this situation, which is what we can do in every single moment of our lives. We can look at the situation and say, what can I do to add to this? What can I do to make this a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more powerful, a little bit better, a little bit more connected? What can I do to help facilitate the growth? And I could have done the fussing, but I went, nope, I'm going to drum, because drumming brings me back. And so I drummed around the whole perimeter of this sacred container that is this room, with each and every heart that is within it. And I sang a spirit song that takes me out of here and into here.